just needs some carb work. Other than that, it works great. And hopefully, it'll help us cut the mowing time down at the cemetery by quite a bit. There we go. 60-inch Swisher pull behind. Started right up when we bought it. I figure it was cheap, well under the going rate for these things, even used ones. And all it needed really is a carb kit, I think. It runs, but only on choke. These are rusted, so can't get the air box off to look at it just a little bit. But other than that, it ran great. So I figure, you know, what we know about small engines and stuff, it's a well worth it purchase, I guess is what I should say. Even this is pretty good. I don't think it got used a lot. It just sat in a field. I think they used it a few times and then it's been sitting for some years. So anyway, I'm just gonna take it off and do a little carb kit on it. I bought that on Amazon. I may just clean the one that's up there, and if it's the original. Can't really find the markings on it, so it might be a knockoff already. If not, well, I just bought a cheap carb kit off of there, and I'll put that in there and see if it works, and that might help it from running on choke only. We'll see. The battery was dead. I don't know if that's still on. For some reason it wouldn't start when we got there to pick it up, and he had said he charged the battery the day before. It is actually, if you take this off, we had this off when we were there, it was a 2022 battery, so should have been good. It's a Tractor Supply small lawn equipment battery, so that's better than the Walmart Everlast ones. Those Walmart ones, they have the 90-day normal return, and after that you're done. And I've had some die before the summer's over, so I don't buy those anymore. But anyway, still got old gas in there, he said. So I'm going to drain all that, clean the carb, and call it good. I'll check the blades and stuff, but everything seemed to spin up and all of that. None of these were frozen, so you can raise and lower it. And anyway, that's what I'm going to do. Fix it up for the cemetery. So like I said, these were stuck. They won't come off. They're rusted in there from sitting in the field. And basically the whole thing's spinning. There's no way to get to the, they're like studs. If this one's like any of the other small engines, they're kind of like a stud, and that's probably just spinning, and there's no way to clamp onto it. So I'm just gonna cut these little plastic things off. I tried spraying some stuff, but since they're, you know, they're made like this and they're inset, there's no way to really grip that bar. So I'm just gonna cut this off right here and peel this plastic nut off, and then that way I don't have to destroy anything else. Should be pretty easy.
1 hour later.
Alright, so that was a pain in the butt, but that's because of this system here. As long as these stay good, it's a great system, but with it rusted on here, it's not. So really all it is I ended up just knocking them out. I'll show you in a second, but this is, I assume down in here was in a little nut-shaped, you know, groove or something down here underneath that. I tried pulling it up, but this little ledge must be where the head goes, and so I couldn't get it past that. But what I ended up doing was just pulling it down this way and pulling it out of here. Yeah, it broke a little bit right there. What I ended up doing was popping it out just like this. So I'm going to do this one the same way. Like a little groove right there. See, it's starting to come. There we go. And then I'll just wiggle him and get him out of there. I need a pair of pliers to hold this so it doesn't break off. And then when I get ready to put it all back on, I'll just measure this. Get the same size bolt, but one that's long enough, of course, and everything. That's the same. I'll put a bunch of JB Weld or something down in there to hold it and hold the nut. And I may make it a little bit longer so you can have a maybe a jam nut or something on there. Or maybe I'll cut this off right here so that, and then put the bolt there, and then and weld it, JB weld it, but put a, that way if you ever need to, you can get to the nut head. So, or maybe I'll just put a groove in there or something. Anyway, I don't know. But basically all I'm gonna do is goop a bunch of JB Weld put a new bolt down in there like this that sticks up, and that will hold the cover on. So not like it's got to be anything really fancy or nothing. So that's what I'm gonna do. But this is how I finally ended up getting them out of here. This is probably what's in my carburetor. Right in there. There's no filter left. You can see light, and of course that's breaking off on the inside there, so that's all being sucked into the carburetor and down into the bowl and stuff. So, or well, not bowl, but down into the intake there of a little bit. But I don't know, it's all pretty nasty, so I'll get a new air filter for it too, clean this out a little bit, and it'll probably run like a champ. All right, so I found a fix for this and don't even need to use my glue. We have these things, I don't know where they came from. I just got this washer here, but they've got a little thing on the bottom if you ever need to get up underneath there. But there is actually like a little space here in this hole. You couldn't get to these heads because they were embedded in plastic, so it wouldn't have mattered if you could have taken this off and you know, you could have taken this cover off and maybe wedged a screwdriver or something in there to unscrew those. But anyway, I didn't do that, so I got them off now, and I found these, which will be perfect. They'll stick up just a little bit, but that's okay. And then since we don't have this piece anymore, which would sit on, dang, can't seem to hold on to anything. They would sit right here, and that would be bigger than, it was bigger than the hole to kind of hold these little clips here, would hold the cover up. I don't have that anymore, so I'm gonna use these little U things here. Over here it won't matter, I'll just put a washer down. Anyway, you could just put a washer right here and that'll hold this up. This one, I just went ahead and broke it off because I was going to just glue those, and I thought, well, I'll just put a jam nut down halfway down. Then I got to thinking, well, whatever. So, you know, like always, I acted before I thought about it thoroughly. And so now I have a short side over here, but that's okay because this will screw on here. These were, you know, they set like IKEA furniture, you know, and this goes in one piece in the little hole, and then your things threads and it pulls the boards together, these little U-shaped things. So anyway, this will be perfect here. I'll just put him down to wherever he'll hit the plastic, like that. And then this will fit right on there. And see, that holds it. You can see it down in that hole there. It holds it up. So I'm going to come up just a touch. And then there we go. So that's how I'm fixing it. And then so the only thing left to fix is this. Looks like it's got bent, so when you do get ready to hook it up, it's not going to fit in the pin won't fit through here, and the lawnmower attachment and the bottom. So it's kind of, I don't know what happened. It looks like it's been tried. It looks like it's been repaired once before. Not sure if that's how it got crooked. But anyway, I'm just gonna cut it off right above the weld and grind all that back on, and then I'll use something to hold it here like this, where it's nice and lined up. Might even put a bolt or something in between there, and then I'll just weld it back. And for something small like this, it's just as easy to get this out as it is the bandsaw, the Evo saw, or the plasma cutter for sure. So when you got something short and quick, just go simple. bridging that gap. Well, same thing basically. Won't run off choke, and I have to adjust this all the way out. So I guess from what I've read, it's starving for fuel. The only way I figured it out was, anyway, if you cover the exhaust or cover the intake here, it'll start up. Then it dies as soon as you move your hand. And then I was adjusting it and whatever. So I really don't know what to do from there. It's a brand new carb kit. It gave me new jets and everything. I put all of the stuff in that it was supposed to have, and it's still doing this. So I'm not really sure. Basically, what I read was it said the main jet's clogged, but it's all new and everything came out. So I cleaned it all real well and everything else. But I did notice that the little jet that came with it, that goes into the bowl, the little white plastic thing, I'll try to put a clip in there. That little jet looks to be a little bit smaller. So I think I'm going to take just the bowl off and that piece, and then put the old one back in that was a little bit bigger, and maybe with everything else it'll work. I don't know. Kind of at a loss. Like I said, this is not the original carb. Anyway, that's where I'm at. So now I've got to find my stuff under here and get my needles and my spring and adjust everything, and then pretty much back to the drawing board. But that's fine. I'll figure it out.
Okay, hold on. I can't leave a video unfinished. Yes, Philip messed with it the following weekend. I think what he found was an original brand carb in the small engine parts bucket we have in the back. And I think he just cleaned and rebuilt that one. Maybe even ordered a new kit. I don't remember. After he got done working on that, whatever he did, it started right up, runs just normal. You don't put it on choke or anything. You can even lower the RPMs all the way down to the turtle before you turn it off. He also, after he did that, rewired all the wiring and stuff and just bypassed that little on-off switch on the side. So now it just works with the key. You turn it on, off, or start with the key. We think that switch on the side was what was causing that battery issue that I was talking about in the beginning. The switch was left on one night. That's why it started in the video. It was fine, but then like the following day or something, had left the switch on, came out there, and the battery was dead again. We're actually still using the same battery now that he's rewired it, and it's been a couple months now. So yeah, I ordered the new belts because we did need new belts. We've used it once out at the cemetery and it works awesome. The guy that was using it that weekend, he was like, yeah, this is cool, you know. I think together with the riding mower that it's hooked up to, it's right at 100-inch span, so that makes it work great. It's working good. Just needs to put the 2 new belts on it. The little drive belt finally did. It's not completely broken, but it just won't stay on there. I only got about 3 stripes done the last weekend we tried, and then it slipped off again, and then the blades wouldn't spin.
I'll figure it out like we always do. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.